We're gonna go skate the new Penrith skate park or Claremont Meadows today. Me and Seiji are gonna go meet our homie Harry that we haven't skated with for a long time, so it'll be sick to see him. And I'll be setting up some new trucks too. Some Indy 169 forged hollows. I have skated these before, but I'm planning to do a review on the Bones bushings. So I'm going to skate the stock bushings today, and then I'm going to talk about the Bones bushings in the next video. But before we get all of that done, I've got up earlier today to get this workout done, probably go down to the beach, have a swim, get ready before Seiji picks us up to go and skate. And throughout the day, I'll be talking about how I'm trying to live as a healthier skateboarder, why that is, and hopefully give you guys some tips that you can apply to your life as well. So let's start warming up, and I'll talk about the biggest changes I've made lately and why. I won't bore you with the details, but this is pretty much the mobility flow that I do every morning or before every workout, since I'm almost in my mid-30s and I need to have proper warm-ups before I do anything. Even if I'm not training or skating, I just need to do the back and hip mobility on the floor at least, because I've had a bad back for years. I don't even remember not having a bad back. Probably been at least 10 years. And then I pretty much jump up and do the mobility flow of my whole body. And then that kind of gets all my joints and muscles and stuff ready for the day or for whatever workout I'm about to do. And today I'm gonna do some pull-ups, some push-ups, and then we'll see whatever else I want to do. But I joined up to a Spartan race that's 3 weeks away. It's only a 5K race, but there's 20 obstacles, and those obstacles are heavily reliant on your grip strength and your upper body strength. There's lots of like monkey bars and climbing ropes and stuff. And I'm about 90 kilos and I got a weak grip and a weak upper body. So I've been pretty much working on my pull-ups, my dead hangs, and my heavy like dumbbell carries. I think we signed up to the Spartan race like 2 months ago, and I've been training for it ever since. So I started running, I started doing all this upper body training, which is a good thing to get me back into it because I've been such a slob for the last few years. And that brings me to the first reason why I wanted to start living healthier and getting my life or my body and my health together. I'm turning 33 in like a month, and as I skate, as I get older, everything becomes more painful, more stiff, harder to do. Recovery time takes longer. So you hear all the pro skaters and everyone in their 30s talking about this. And it's pretty much you realize that you can't just live how you used to live through your teens and your 20s. If you want to keep skating for a long time, you really need to consciously take care of yourself. Whether that's eating better, cutting out some of the bad stuff in your life, warming up better, recovering better, doing some strength training so skating isn't as bad on your body when you're actually doing it. But I've tried to do a mix of everything over these last few months. Moving down to the South Coast has definitely helped. Now that it's spring, we're going into summer, so this lifestyle down here is easier to stick to. Go for a walk and everyone's running, everyone's fit and active, so it's a good environment and like people to be around. So I've already known this, that I wanted to improve my health. I was like deep into the gym life, personal trainer, all the way up to 2019, beginning of 2020 when the lockdown started. Obviously all the gyms shut and we were just stuck at home, so I got into heaps bad habits of not training, eating horribly, drinking horribly, just all of the bad habits came on board and all of the good habits went away. And I ended up getting to the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life, 107 kilos, which is still crazy to believe that I got that heavy. And that was around 2020, 2021 when I started making YouTube videos as well. So a lot of you watching me from the beginning would have realized how much weight I've lost from the beginning. I've had a lot of comments of people saying, I hope you're healthy. You've lost a lot of weight, hopefully you're okay, as if like I've been sick or something. But before I started, in 2019, when I was in my peak like strength and fitness, I was probably like 85 kilos. So I jumped up to 107, over 20 kilos of weight I gained. Now I'm around 90, so since 2021, I've gone from 107 to 90, but I'm still nowhere near I was in my peak in 2019. I'm 5 kilos heavier than back then, and I'm so much weaker and like lost so much muscle mass since then. But it's just been so hard since those habits set in. It was so hard over these last few years to get out of those habits, because living like that throughout lockdowns for 2 years, it was a crazy time in everyone's life, and then trying to get back into the normal flow of life was heaps hard to get those bad habits away, especially as a skateboarder. Oh, I suck at pull-ups. One day I'll be able to do these without the band, but I need this thing for now. So the bad eating habits and drinking habits I picked up throughout the lockdowns continued for years after that. I think I was so set that it wasn't till like the beginning of 2024 last year where I was consciously like, all right, this has gone too far. I need to make changes. I want to skate better. I want to film a better video part. I want to be healthier. I want to be fitter so I can skate longer in the session and not get so gassed. I want to have a stronger body so my body doesn't take so long to recover after the skate session. All of these health goals were like pretty much just to keep me skating better and for longer and not be so sore after so I could skate more often. It wasn't really to do with how I looked and how I felt, like fitness wise. I just wanted to be a better skater. So I made those changes last year, or I tried to. I went through periods where I wasn't drinking and I was being really strict with my eating. So I ended up getting down to like 87 kilos last year, which I'm pretty sure was the lowest. And it was like a significant drop because comparing that to when I was 107 back in lockdowns, that was a full on 20 kilo difference, which is just crazy. I can't believe that I was actually holding an extra 20 kilos. And even looking back to those earlier videos, you can see how puffed out and round my face was, how much tighter my clothes were fitting me. It's just not a happy time to look back at. But at the time, I didn't realize I was that big. So last year felt pretty good. I got out of some bad habits, or at least cut them down significantly. Got back into like exercising a little bit, started skating a bit better, filmed a better part than my first one. So leading into January 2025, I was more motivated and had some more goals to set, but then it's so quickly you get back into your bad habits once like middle of January, February hits. That New Year's resolution, like motivation just wears off. But then moving down to the coast, I was like, all right, I'm in that environment where people live this healthy lifestyle. I'm going to get into consistent training. I'm going to like stretch and foam roll after my skates to make sure I'm recovering better and I'm stronger. I'm going to focus on eating better, cut down heaps on drinking. And I started getting into like way better habits. And then I decided I'll just jump on this Spartan race that's in 3 weeks from now. 2 months ago when I seen the poster for it, I was like, yep, I'm just going to lock in, buy the tickets and just commit to that. It just helped having something to aim for, something to work towards. So sometimes you're not motivated and you're like, oh, I could have a pizza and some beers today and don't worry about going to exercise or walk. But knowing that I had this event that I had to perform at, I had all these days and weeks to lead up to it to train and be in the best condition so I don't have to suffer as much on the day. And that's been the biggest thing, having like a goal to work towards. That's helped me and helped me stay consistent. Jesus, so weak. So after all these years of trying to get my health back on track, it's really helped this year having that goal to work towards and just changing my whole environment overall, like moving to a different environment, to a different area where people live this kind of lifestyle. I started running 2 months ago. I'm doing like 2 runs a week, skating twice a week too. So trying to learn how to balance all of my sessions and have enough time to recover in between has been hard. But running for the last 2 months has definitely helped my endurance when I'm skating. I don't get as gassed so easy. Like I've really noticed I can skate for longer without running out of breath quicker. So short story long, the 2 main reasons I wanted to kind of change my habits and my life and get healthier and better was because of how big and heavy I got throughout the lockdowns. 107 kilos is wild. And knowing what I came from too. In the end of 2019, when I was at my fittest and strongest, to go from that to getting to my biggest, like I wanted to try and get back to that, which I still haven't, but just seeing how far I'd gone in the wrong direction made me want to pull it back in. Then the second thing was just skateboarding. I'm turning 33 soon, everything's harder, takes way longer to warm up, way longer to recover, way longer to land tricks, and I want to keep skating more often and for longer sessions. So strengthening my body, recovering better, fueling myself properly, like all of that needs to happen so I can skate longer and better. So that was a lot of rambling to get to why I'm doing all of this and changing my habits. So let's just knock the rest of this workout out, go for a swim, and then I can get ready to go and skate and talk about some of the changes that I make throughout the day that helps it easier to stick to a better lifestyle.
Try your luck, test me in again, we let it rain. Please don't start us up. Got that black and white, that yin and yang. Mr. Officer, please don't search us, we don't got a thing. Tell her park it up, then that be poking out them jeans. I've been sparking up, like the fireworks, I keep the flame. Heard you barking up, this the wrong tree, I got the strings. Yeah, I'm charging up, they can't keep up, got them looking drained, now they walking up.
Hopefully that sun comes out because it's actually pretty cold down here. It still looks nice. So this is the spot. I pretty much hop in for a swim every day. I like to think of it like a ice bath to help my legs recover so I can run again or skate again. But it's looking pretty cold out there and I don't think that sun's coming out anytime soon, so I'm just gonna have to charge it. I always forget to bring a towel too, so the water's gonna be cold, but I'm gonna be so much colder once I get out and the wind starts hitting me. But let's get in there.
Why they steady shooting bricks? Man, it's lit, yeah, it's lit. Me and Dale back to back, and yeah, I'm dishing the assist. Yeah, they talk a lot of, but we really with the
That feels so good.
It's always gonna be reaching
So
for the
fresh
hit.
in there. I just wish the sun was out. So I got back home, had a nice hot shower, cooked up some eggs for breakfast, packed my lunch as well, and now I'm gonna set up these new trucks and get everything ready so we can head to the skate park because Seiji's gonna be here soon. And that brings me to my next point on how I've been able to live healthier, and that's preparation. So preparing my lunch for today, or knowing the groceries I have and what I'm gonna eat for breakfast or dinner or whatever meals I have, just preparing for that kind of stuff. For example, if I was to go skating today and not be prepared, I don't know what I'm eating for lunch today. And usually you're stuck with whatever the local shops are or wherever you're going. So it depends on whatever the healthiest version is there of like the meal you can get. Sometimes settling for the healthiest thing isn't even a healthy option. It's just the healthiest thing at the time. So I like to have my meals prepped and know what I'm gonna eat throughout the day. And it just helps me stay on track a bit easier. Don't get me wrong, on the weekends, I love to eat whatever. I don't have like cheat meals exactly, but I do eat a lot of junk food. It just in moderation and not so often. So preparing my meals and my drinks and everything I'm gonna have for the day helps me out so much. And it takes a lot of guesswork or like trying to be healthy. If I just set it all out, it's already ready to go. All I have to do is eat what I've packed. It's so much easier that way, for me anyway. So that's one of the biggest things that's helped me just stay on track easier these last few months. So my lunch is made, I've had breakfast already. I'm gonna make a coffee to have on the way to the skate park, and I'll have this little oat granola type bar thing too, just to give me a bit of energy going into the skate session. So having a coffee on the way to the skate park and then that granola bar, that'll give me all the energy I need for however long I'm gonna skate today. I'm also gonna pack, I've been loving coconut water lately. I'll drink like 1 liter a day, pretty much every day. But when I go and skate, I like to have this like watermelon lychee one. It just tastes heaps refreshing and it's just a nice drink to have. So prioritizing my health, whether it's the training I've been doing, the recovery I've been doing, eating healthily, preparing for my day, having everything set out for like what I'm gonna eat, and so I know it's all ready to go. I don't have to think and make hard decisions, whether it's like something yum or something healthy. That's made so much difference lately. The last few months I've been feeling the healthiest that I've been in years. I'm lighter, I'm fitter, I'm skating better. And they're not like too crazy changes I've been making. It's just that I've actually had to make the conscious changes and put some different systems in play to start like building these new habits and breaking my old bad habits. So it only has been a few months that I've been like pretty consistent with this kind of lifestyle, I guess, and these better habits, but that's all it takes. You start doing it for a few months and then all of these habits start growing and then that becomes normal to you. Soon enough, I won't be thinking about any of this stuff. This is just how I'm gonna live my life. But it does take a while to break your bad habits and get into the good ones. And as skateboarders, it is not so much of a healthy lifestyle. Now it is with like Street League and the Olympics and stuff. Skaters are treating themselves like athletes. They're eating well, they're recovering well, they're actually training and strengthening their bodies to skate longer. Back in the day, especially when I started skating, I was only 12, so the people I was looking up to, they were just drinking, smoking, no stretching, no recovery. They wouldn't sleep. It was just partying the whole time. So as a young teen getting into skating, that was so attractive, and I picked up those habits because that's what I thought skateboarding was. It was so normal to see that. And everyone around, I'd go to the skate park, everyone was smoking, everyone was drinking. Like, I grew up around that and I was exposed to that. So the hardest thing for me as I grew up and tried to drop those habits was all of that was associated with skateboarding. It was like the party lifestyle that I grew up seeing and idolizing. So learning how to detach that kind of stuff from skateboarding so I can just go and skate now and not like think I have to go and drink a 6-pack or smoke cigarettes or something. Like, it sounds dumb, but as a kid, you're so heavily influenced, and I was influenced into that, and all of my homies were at that age. So we just got into that lifestyle so quick and so easily, and learning all of those habits from such a young age was really hard to break. Even now, I like go for a skate and I still crave having some beers, and I will when I want to, but I've learned to have them in moderation now and not so often. But it is just a long road, like I keep saying, to change your bad habits, especially when you've been doing them I've been skating since I was 12, so 20 years now. And it was only the last few years that I've started dropping those bad habits and trying to turn that lifestyle around of the partying, skateboarding kind of party lifestyle that comes with it. So I think it was more when I did turn 30 and I realized my body's slowing down, skating's becoming harder to do more often and to do, like, I can't take impact anymore. My joints are all not liking that kind of stuff. But just being able to skate like 2 days in a row, I couldn't do it because I wasn't recovering. So just focusing on my health because of skateboarding, like that's been my main motivation, just so I can skate for as long and as healthy as I can. And I feel like everyone comes to that realization around the 30 mark too, when they feel their body starting to be more sore and slowing down. So it's not too late. I'm 32, I'm turning 33, so I'm glad I'm at least conscious and realizing this so I can start turning it around. And hopefully by the time I'm 35, I'm like the fittest and healthiest I've ever been in life and on the skateboard. So they're the main changes and realizations I've made over the last few years, and the biggest changes I've tried to make to become healthier and be able to do this for as long as I can. So it's kind of weird talking about this stuff, and I don't usually do videos like this, but if I can just help one person out there make the same realizations a little earlier, or just make you think there's a different way that you can, like a better way to live your life, then I have won in some way if I can just help one person. So yeah, that's my realizations. That's how I'm trying to live healthier as a skater, because skateboarding lifestyle isn't that healthy. Like as a teenager and the way I was introduced to skateboarding, it was just such a different world to what it is now. And even now, people still like talk about you shouldn't be training for skateboarding. Like skateboarding itself will make you a better skater and like build those muscles and stuff. But new research comes out, new science comes out, and why wouldn't you just want to do the best you can for yourself? It's so like annoying when I hear people say this, but it's so true. Like you only get one body, so why not take care of it like to the best you can, which is pretty cringy sometimes even to say, even to hear, but it's so true. So I've been realizing that as I'm getting older, so I'm not going to get any healthier and any better at what I'm doing unless I consciously do it. When you're a young kid or a teenager, you can get away with staying up, partying all night, going to the skate park the next day and having the best session, and doing that again the next day and going to work. Like you don't really have to work on yourself to do that kind of stuff. But once you hit 30, it all changes. And I want to keep skating. I've got homies like reaching their 50s and they're still skating, so I want to keep going as long as I can. So I'm making those changes now. So once I do hit 40 and close to 50, I'm hopefully still going to be pretty strong and healthy and can just keep doing what I love. So I think that's enough rambling about health. Hopefully that helps someone out there, and if you're still watching, thank you, because this is definitely a new take on my videos. But to be honest, I was supposed to film the Bones Bushings video with these trucks, but I just couldn't be bothered today. I just needed a break, want to have some fun and just talk about what I've been up to. So gonna have a fun sesh with the homies today at a fairly new skate park that I really like and I'm keen to go to. Thought I'd give you guys an update because a lot of you guys want to see into my life, my thoughts and stuff, and I don't really do like vlogs and videos like this. It's more skate parks or products or ideas that I have. So I thought I'd get this one out of the way for you guys that are interested, and then we'll get back to the normal reviews and stuff for the next video. Arigato! What's up?
What's happening, man?
Good morning. I'm so keen to skate this park too.
Yeah.
Hope it's not too busy though on a weekend. Oh, it doesn't look too busy. Could be on for a good sesh. What's up, dog? Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's been a bloody minute, hasn't it?
Yeah.
These are so loose already. I only just tightened them to the, like so they're flush with the kingpin, because I don't want any hang-ups. But I might have to tighten them a bit more just till the bushings were in. I do like the look of the independent trucks though, especially when they're fresh, but I guess let's just get into the warm-up session here and hope we can get these going and not get any crazy wheel bite, because I've got 58mm wheels too, so I don't have a lot of wheel clearance. I'm not liking the way these are feeling for a feeble, so I'm just going to go straight to back 50. The first two slipped to board slide, the next one was my kingpin, and then back 50 first try. No feebles today, I guess. Feeble on the flat bar didn't seem to work, but I'm going to try and do like slappy 50 and then slappy feeble on this after. See if I can break the feeble curve. Bit of wheel bite there, but at least I kept rolling. I honestly tried to 50 just then. I missed it and I did the feeble. I meant to 50, 100%. Yeah, accidental feeble, but I'll take it. I don't know how I keep getting into these board slides. I'm still trying to 50. Alright, that was just a confidence booster, so I know that I can get into the 50. I don't know what's happening. I don't think it's the trucks at this point, I think it's just me. I did go on a 5k run yesterday, so my legs don't really feel like they're attached to my body right now. I'd be so proud if I meant that. I really don't know what's happening. Oh, sick of it. Finally! I finally got the back 50 to back lip. Try and board slide this zigzag type of rail next. I barely held that. I'm taking that so bad. This thing's so fun to muck around on. Session over. These bushings actually broke in like a lot more throughout the whole session. Just squeaky as hell. Good sesh today?
Yeah, man.
Look at that, I didn't tighten them either, but they definitely firmed up. So they'll be ready to go for the next session when I put bones bushings in them, but successful session today.
Yeah. Yeehaw.